came back the next morning saw thousands of shoes laying on the bridge. Stilettos, boots, sandals, sneakers, and slippers of all kinds and colors. The government erected tents by the river to lay the corpses. It was not supposed to happen. The water festival was organized to celebrate the peace that came after 7 years of Cold War and 4 years of battling with the neighboring country. The river was declared borderline between two countries. A year after peace being secured, the government decided to start an annual festival in the honor of peace and build a bridge over the river. The bridge was 26 feet wide, 328 feet long, made of steel and decorated with thousands of light bulbs for the festival. A boat race, fishing competitions, dance performances, and concerts took place during the first and second days of the festival. On the third and last day, people were going to be allowed to walk to the end of the bridge and meet their relatives at the other side of the border, even behind the fence. 370 people died and 700 were injured on the bridge that night. There were different speculations about what happened. The conservative daily review True Past told its readers that the cause of the deaths was the increasing amount of homosexuals in the country. God punished those infidels at last. According to an underground group of communists, which was called Agora, rich people were to blame. They gave high voltages of electricity to the bridge to watch the poor people run and burn like chickens. The pro-government daily review, the Liberty News, wrote that the perpetrator of the event was the neighboring country. They couldn't stand their fast-growing economy and set a trap to take them down. They were jealous of the financial aid from the United Nations and the European Union. The government sent police and soldiers to the venue next day and started an investigation. 4 tents were erected by the river to keep the corpses. There weren't enough coffins. They weren't ready for such a disaster. The tents looked like fish markets, with the corpses laid side to side waiting for people to identify them. 4 days after the disaster, 60% of the corpses was identified by their families, and an unbearable odor had surrounded the area. The police took guard at night to keep the dogs, crows, and wild animals away from the bodies. On the 6th day, all the corpses were identified, and on the 7th day, the government arranged a funeral for the dead. Everything went back to normal after the funeral. People stopped talking about the night as if they agreed on finding the solace in silence. Nobody realized the absence of young Hong until the 12th day. On the 12th day, his neighbor got suspicious because she hadn't seen him in a while. She went to the shack he lived in to check on him in the morning. He was gone. Nobody knew where he was. She went to the police station and filed a missing persons report. The news of the missing boy spread in town quickly. The president decided it was a great opportunity to regain the prestige they lost because of the unfortunate event. He appeared on TV and yelled out, spitting all over the mic and the press members, that the boy had to be found. He was the last hope remaining from the disaster. He would be a consolation to the mothers who lost their children on that sad night. It was the civic duty of everyone to look for this youngster. The religious spread a rumor that people who take part in the search of this boy would go straight to heaven. Shortly after, everyone was looking for the boy. All the newspapers started speculating about the missing boy this time. Another investigation was started repeatedly. An old woman said that she saw the boy on the bridge that night.